He's followed by Fabrizio Romano, and he has 255.9 thousand followers.
What?
How is that possible? We only have like 200 fans. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be looking at some tweets and some altercations and some beef on Twitter regarding a specific Manchester City account and some other prominent Manchester City influencers and a player reacting to some tweets. And they're all from this account, City Chief. Everything Manchester City, independent coverage of Manchester City news, gossip analysis, blank, with 250,000 followers on Twitter or on X right now. My thoughts exactly. First up, we have Shake DK saying, how does City Chief have this many followers? All I see is people cooking him for being the worst City account on the entire platform. And he took a screenshot of City Chief blocking him. He didn't even say anything hateful. He just asked you how many followers and why you have so many followers, and you block him.
Pussy.
Cut a man's tongue, you're afraid of what he has to say. The fact that he blocked him is the most pathetic thing you can do in this situation, but nonetheless, it's what I expected from this absolute imbecile. This guy constantly hates on our players. Every time we lose a game, there's a reason you haven't heard of him in the last couple of years, because we've been winning trophies, but now his shitty fan attitude has come to light. We've been losing a couple of games. Our season is going pretty horribly compared to Manchester City standards, and this guy is adding fuel to the fire.
You gotta get better at this part of the job.
And the infamous tweet that Kyle Walker himself responded to, City Chief said, and I quote, Kyle Walker's behavior is completely unacceptable. As a club captain, failing to show up to matches is a disgrace. Failing to show up? If you want to leave, do it with respect. This is not the way. And Kyle Walker said, fail to turn up. I can't be at Brentford and training at the same time. You may need to recheck your sources. And then he tries that virtue signaling bullshit. Nobody's above criticism. Everybody has the right, the freedom of speech, and blah, blah, blah. Real talk, Manchester City saying, Kyle, you are a club legend. You deserve, this is in his comment section, but under Kyle Walker's tweet, you deserve way more respect. I'm so sorry it ended this way, but all real City fans, no, you've been a vital part of this club's success. Thank you so much and all the best. And this is him going after Bernardo Silva, who was just having a cardio session against Brentford. Another player having a terrible season, but no midfield. That means he gets a free pass this season. Unlike this moron and 99.9999% of content creators and influencers, I know how to kick a ball, and I know the value that a player like Bernardo Silva brings to a team. Calmness that I can expect from him as a teammate is so incredibly priceless. Can it be annoying at times? Can it be a little bit frustrating when we're going on the counter? Yes, it can. You obviously didn't watch the game. I thought Bernardo Silva had a decent game. I love the way he controlled pitch on that right-hand side. I love the combinations that he was doing. In the last couple of games, I thought he's been decent. I don't think he's been sensational. There are other players having absolute stinkers. Why are people getting on Bernardo Silva?
I don't get it.
He said this 13 hours ago. Matías Núñez's debut as a right back has been levels above anything Rico Lewis has done all season. Wow.
Idiot.
Did you forget what Rico Lewis did against Chelsea? Did you forget that performance? If you're too busy putting more emphasis and more effort on tweets than watching football games during the game, you're not a real fan.
I agree.
Kevin De Bruyne is still our best player at 33. Phil Foden will, quote, never reach KDB's level.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I'll admit I'm a tiny bit harsh on Phil Foden, but I said this in the previous video against Brentford. I'm a little harsh on him because I know what to expect. I expect more from him. A real fan wouldn't say any of this bullshit. I still believe in Phil Foden. I still believe he can turn it around. He's just having a slump start to this season. He scored 2 goals against Brentford. If it wasn't for him, we would have lost the match.
I never thought of it that way before.
This blue bitch obviously doesn't represent our fan base at all. I know a lot of you are fans of Phil Foden. I am a fan of Phil Foden. I have his jersey. I have his little figurine that I bought from his shop. I bought last season's jersey only with Phil Foden, and I didn't buy any other player's jersey because I knew Phil Foden was going to have a monster season. I believed in him. He delivered, and now it's just a slow slump to the start of this season. This is just abhorrent. I keep seeing him posting about Pep Guardiola's, separation from his partner, and, just like what Umir said right under it, saying, why would you post this? I kind of agree. I mean, as a man, it's a bit of an unwritten, rule to not really talk about another man's family, and stop bringing it up and stop putting pictures on your social media of another man's, personal life. That's just, it's not, horrible, but it's just weird, man. I would never do something like this.
Oh, that was gross!
Tweet from ESPN UK. Phil Foden believes Man City have no chance of winning the title this season. Yes, we're not stupid. We're aiming for top 4. Obviously, the title is gone, and obviously the champions. Yes, honestly, that is the name of the game here. Top 4 is the absolute biggest target that we have this season. We're not winning the Premier League this season. I know that. It's fine. No big deal. I don't think we're going to be winning the Champions League. The only 2 real competitions that we have a good chance in are the FA Cup and finishing top 4, which is our supposed trophy for the end of this season. So I agree with Phil Foden here.
It's all good, baby.
Tweet from Newcastle United showing all of the goals that Alexander Isak has scored in his 8th Premier League game in a row. I think he's one of only 4 players. I think there was Van Nistelrooy, Alan Shearer, and maybe Luis Suarez in there. No Erling Haaland, which I thought was surprising. Alexander Isak is the best striker in world football right now. I made a short not too long ago, and some of you were questioning my my allegiance and my loyalty to Manchester City just because I didn't put Erling Haaland in my team of the season so far. You guys are saying that I'm a fake fan and all that bull crap in my opinion. This is why, because I'm unbiased. Those of you who think I'm a fake fan for putting Alexander Isak instead of Erling Haaland in my team of the season so far, do you have anything to say for yourselves? Because this guy is absolutely mint. For any Newcastle fan watching this, do not, for the love of God, give this man away. Do not, under any circumstances.
It's not going to be easy. It's going to be really hard.
Tweet from City Chief on February 5th, 2023, our bench today, basically, going after some of our players again, calling Sergio Gomez and Palmer championship level, saying Calvin Phillips is not good enough and so other players should be starting in FG. He said, the day you disappear from this app will be the best day of my life. Every single week, it's like the world ends when we lose, and it's absolutely mental. We've been in 100,000, is that 100,000 times worse spots and have always found a way. Beautifully said.
Nailed it.
Coincidentally, after City Chief made that post that Kyle Walker responded to, FG went and responded saying, no way you're doing all of this for a 20-month service from Elon. And City Chief responded, no way, I'm doing this for $20 a month because I'm not here to make money. Unlike you, I don't need to milk Manchester City for content to pay my bills. And then FG says, your only form of clout is a shit account which nobody likes. You're a laughingstock. My favorite response from him is when he said, me working for City means nothing here. The reality is I'm a fan who thinks you're an absolute clown, and based on everyone else here, it's a majority vote. Best of luck with your news account. I'll be sure to keep you muted. Damn! G is 100% spot on here. This is a guy who's been supporting City for his entire life. He's a proper fan, alright? He's a fantastic content creator. I watch a lot of his videos and I enjoy watching his jokes and his interviews with players on the Manchester City main account. Not to mention that he does look surprisingly like Josko Gvardiol himself. City Chief is a blue bitch, and FG is a proper fan. That's it.
I'm ugly and I'm proud.
This guy is getting absolutely flamed on Twitter, and rightfully so. I mean, I could put so many more examples and tweets about him shitting on our players, doing it in such a disrespectful manner, The key thing that I want to bring up here, ladies and gentlemen, is that everybody has the right to criticize, everybody has a right to make jokes, but there is a balance, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen some prominent city YouTubers, I'm not going to name them by name because I don't want some unnecessary hate to go towards them, but I have seen some pretty weird and some shambolic things said by other city influencers, but they have a lot of credit in the bank, all right? A lot of them go to games, a lot of them have been supporting the club for so many effing years, unlike this dumbass here. Like I said, there's a balance. Those influencers and those Twitter accounts, including me, we've criticized players. We've made a couple of jokes here or there. Looking back at it, maybe I shouldn't have said this joke or I shouldn't have said that joke, and maybe those influencers would agree with some of what they said in the past. But this moron right here, it is constant, it is 24/7, it is every single player. He doesn't back any of our players. He fucking hates it when we lose. This guy is a parasite to our fan base and a pathetic excuse for a proper fan altogether. Do me a favor, don't listen to any more dumbass tweets from this moron, and I'll see you next time.